I was grabbed once. I was in Ellesmere Port as a youngster as well. I was only about 16 or 17. There was a guy that lived quite far from us, a couple of miles from us, but fuck me, he was a ringer for me. He was older than me though. And I was walking home one night and a BMW pulled over at the side of the road. I'd have been 16, 17. Now to this day, I don't know whether it was a pellet gun or a gun. But anyway, excuse me, mate, got a minute? As you do, because back then, not a great deal that happened. So I've walked over to the car, put my head in, been pulled in, put under my chin.
Again.
Go back to the police and you're a fucking dead man. I was like, I haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then next minute, a lad's got out. Well, he's got me at the car. He's held my arm, fucking smashed my arm with a bat on the bonnet of the car, broke it. I found out, I went to, obviously the police had seen it on wherever, or they picked it up and they've come to my house.
Yeah.
I said, you know, do you want to make a complaint? I was like, no, yeah, I'm all right. And he was like, listen, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, listen, no complaints. I couldn't tell you anything. Anyway, the guy had like a scarf on his face. I could only see his eyes and his hood. You know, I said, what gun was it? Mate, listen. Pull his hand away and say, hang on, let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Listen, mate, I shit myself, you know, and then I've had my arm smashed. So I've walked away. It transpired a few months later that they were looking for the lad on the other estate who looked right like me.
Yeah.
He ripped him off about $3,000 for drugs.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah. That was the second time it happened, and I got kidnapped once as well. And
give us the kidnap story now.
I really, really thought I was going to lose my life that day.
How old were you?
28, 29, living in Wigan.
Go on then, run us through it slowly.
So one of my friends got into a bit of bother with another lad. So I've rung the other lad. And
when you say a bit above, what was that over?
Drugs.
Yeah.
So we'd had dealings with them. One thing had led to another. They told him we were going to kill him. So he wasn't a fighter, me mate. He was a fucking idiot, but he wasn't a fighter, you know. He got himself into scrapes and that, but he was a nice kid.
Yeah.
We'll just say his name was Paul. So yeah, I've rung this lad and listen, mate. I said, I don't know what he's done. Listen, he owes me such and such. I said, right, well, you know, fucking threatening shooting's not going to get you fucking paid, is it? You know, use your common. Come and see him. I'll sit down with him. Who the fuck do you think you are? I said, well, listen, I'm not going to get involved in it. You know, I'm just merely reaching out saying, he hasn't got the money. You know, he's been robbed by this guy and that guy. No, it's not your problem. But give me a couple of weeks and I'll work with him. I'll go with him and we'll get the money and then we can pay you something off. No problem at all. Anyway, unbeknownst to me, I carried on about my normal business and I hadn't spoke to my mate for about 3 days. Now, we'd been and collected some of the money, which was like, I think it was about 1,800 quid we collected, and he was going to pay him that off. And I'd rung him on the Wednesday. This was a Saturday. I'd rung him on the Wednesday. I said, are you meeting that lad today with that money? Yeah, 100%. Anyway, Saturday, I got fucking kidnapped. Walking along the canal.
Walking along
in
the
Wigan.
canal. This is in
It's
Wigan.
a town, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was behind the football stadium, if you will.
Yeah.
It wasn't there then, the football stadium. It was a bit before that it got built. We were walking along the bank there. I seen these three lads walking
Was it just
down.
you?
Yeah, just me, yeah.
Yeah.
Out on my dog. The Rhodesian Ridgeback. So I'm walking along the canal bank and I see these three lads coming down. And I did think, and it's weird because you always say after in hindsight, I thought that and didn't act.
Yeah.
And I did remember thinking, why the fuck have they got scarves on their faces? Red hot.
Oh, shit.
And they were walking up and I just thought, well, maybe they look like kids from a distance.
Yeah.
Anyway, they didn't do anything walking towards them. I've walked past them. And as I've been walking, then I've got took from behind. I've been pinned on the floor. The fucking Tesco's bag put over my head. You know what I mean? Which is scary enough.
Yeah.
And I was took along the canal bank. A scarf was wrapped around my face as well. I'd managed to get my hand and pull a hole in the bag. As luck would, I mean, there was holes in the bottom of it, but
yeah.
Fucking hell, you know. And then my hands were tied behind my back, and next minute we're on the move. And I thought, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, I got the things took off me. There's a guy stood in front of me in a container, and it couldn't see out the
All right,
container.
so slow down a minute. Then. You're on the move from where to where?
I was going from my home in Wigan just to have a walk into town, meet a few of my mates for a pint and that.
Yeah.
And that's where
were they moving you to?
I don't know to this day where I was. I was in a container.
You were in a container?
Yeah, and then I was took from that when the money was restored. I was took from that and booted out by the canal.
How does it feel to be in a container?
I'd never want to be in that situation again.
How long were you in the container?
3 days.
3 days in the container?
Yeah.
So, and you were tied up the whole time?
Yeah.
Did they come and tend to you in any
My
way?
hands weren't tied up. My feet were tied in the end. I had to have my hands out because the second day when they come, I had all marks on my wrist, really purple marks, burn marks as well.
Yeah.
So they took them off and I could hear them padlocking the door as they were going. So I knew it was, you know, it was a metal container.